This is a Fatal 4 podcast.
Gunther now turns his attention to Priest, who fights back again with the right hand. And now a chop by Gunther. And another one. And Gunther trying to fight back the number one contender for the world title. The king of the ring, lifting Priest up. Priest lands on his feet, catches him with a spinning kick. I don't know if he got all of it done.
Welcome to the Didn't Get All of It Summerslam post show. I'm Paul Griffin, and joining me is Cody.
I'm here.
Clip and Cody is what we call him, folks, because he always gets us the audio clips we need for the show intro. Also here is Pro Wrestling Noah.
Hi, representative of the day one Logan Paul haters, and boy, we are having a great night tonight.
Yeah, big night for you. Especially after the week Logan Paul gave us.
Yeah. Oh,
what a SummerSlam we had tonight, folks. I feel like we just talked about it when we previewed it, but it sure sounds like they did everything we expected.
Yeah, there wasn't. I mean, there were quote unquote surprises, but not really like a ton of surprises. If you get what I mean by that.
I'll tell you what the biggest surprise was. That the show stunk.
What?
Oh yeah, I've seen some people that have this take. This will be interesting.
I was thoroughly entertained. I don't know.
It's a wrong take.
We're watching.
This was the worst PLE of the Triple H era.
My God.
That is so extreme. This was a good show. I don't understand what you watched. Did you watch something else? Maybe.
Yeah,
we're talking about
on
2019.
Did CM Punk take on Alberto Del Rio in your in your version?
Yeah, we're talking about SummerSlam 2018, right, guys?
Yeah.
That's what
was on SummerSlam 2018? It was probably a horrible show.
Was Brock Lesnar there? I assume
Brock and Roman
was there. Yeah.
Was it Brock and Roman, really?
Yeah.
Christ, it was. Hang on, I'm looking at this card. This will go back to the end of our show the other day about things used to be pretty bad. 3 pre-show matches featuring Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel against the Revival. Seth Rollins against Dolph Ziggler. New Day against the Bludgeon Brothers. That was probably pretty good, actually. Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens. Like, this is unfortunate. This show. The Miz beat Daniel Bryan in 23 minutes.
What?
The Demon Finn Balor against Baron Corbin. What are we doing? People are nostalgic for this shit. Shinsuke Nakamura took on Jeff Hardy. What the hell?
That has the potential to be happening again.
It does. It does. That was the news that broke after our last episode, was that the Hardy Boys have been talking to WWE in Cleveland, Ohio. Also worth noting, some other news that took place. Alexa Bliss put pink in her hair again. I don't. Maybe she's just doing that for fun, but I don't think people often do that for fun.
Pink's the
Probably also in Ohio.
Yeah, could be an interesting.
I think she lives there.
Interesting. I think she lives in Florida still.
Oh, really?
She's probably in California with her music man. Her music man. Hey, there's some music men on this show.
I was going to say, speaking of Music Man, SummerSlam kicked off with Jelly Roll.
I don't really care about Jelly Roll. I thought he was really good.
I didn't know what a jelly roll was until I heard that he was performing for this show.
I thought he came off like he performed well live. Like, a lot of times they'll have people come in and it sucks or the audio is not mixed properly.
Yeah, I remember Hardy. Remember when Hardy did Royal Rumble?
I thought he was
really
pretty good. Cody says he knows a lot about music, but he doesn't seem to have anything to say about Jelly Roll.
No, Jelly Roll's fine. He's all right. I like a couple of his songs.
Hang out with Machine Gun Kelly, apparently.
It's just MGK now.
Well,
why is that?
Doesn't want to
gun control
machine guns. Yeah.
Oh. Or is it because the Motor City Machine Guns might be coming to WWE?
Yeah. It was after he got kill shot by Eminem. He's like, okay, no more guns. I gotta switch genres.
None of this makes any sense to me. The show kicked off with Rhea Ripley against Liv Morgan. Rhea coming to the ring with Dominic. And as expected, not leaving with him. I thought they kind of set this up where this match was going to be done early, with Rhea just kind of rolling through Liv until she countered and did something to her shoulder, where personally I thought this was a little over the top.
Yeah.
It was like fun, but you really had to pretend don't know how shoulders work. She allegedly had her shoulder separated in the match and said, "Don't stop the match," and like spent the rest of the match, like selling her shoulder and also trying to pop it back into place.
Yeah, this stunk. This match was a complete dud.
I don't think this match stunk at all. I thought it was very good.
I thought
the shenanigans with the shoulder were silly, but the match itself was fine.
No, because that's the whole match was that, and the first like 5 minutes were Liv Morgan just running away from Rhea Ripley. And then
you don't like the 2K24 online approach?
Definitely not. And then when stuff started happening, she popped her shoulder, was like overselling it like crazy, ramming it into the announce table was silly.
She's tough.
No, and then like to do it once, okay, sure, but then like to continue to act like it was popped out again, and then
it fell out. It fell out,
turnbuckle later.
Don't you know about shoulders? Once it's dislocated and you put it back in, it's a lot looser than it was earlier, so it can just like pop out.
No,
it's like those little metal, like those little like keychains that are not rings; they're the little metal beads, and you kind of like pop them in. If you loosen them too much, that's like a shoulder, and then all your keys fall out in your pocket.
Okay, well,
because they're not chained together anymore by the little chain.
Where did you get your doctorate?
At the Key School of Doctorates. the Locksmith School of Keychains.
KSD. Okay. No, this match did absolutely nothing for me. I thought it was a complete letdown. Rhea should have either just like ran through her, and it should have been like a quicker, more sprint-like, which the next match was, or they just should have like had an actual match. I thought it was overbooked. I thought
I think the idea is that like they can't have an actual match because Rhea would steamroll Liv, so you have to create this like injury where Liv has a chance, and then you have to provide the opening for shenanigans, which this did.
Why can't Liv have a chance? She beat Ronda Rousey. Like,
I don't know. Ronda Rousey though. Ronda Rousey ain't Rhea Ripley.
Yep.
Ronda Rousey ducked Rhea Ripley her whole career.
I think another reason I didn't like this show as a whole was there was a lack of quality control. There was a lot of repetitive spots, angles, general ideas sprinkled throughout the whole show. For example, every match, I think except the main event, had a shoulder into the corner spot.
I noticed that too. I think everybody ate the corner with their shoulder.
Way overused. The Bron Breakker Sami Zayn match, like Bron was selling the shoulder the whole time. Like
I think that was the problem, is because you came right out of the Rhea match where she was so focused on it, to immediately do that in the next match as the only way that Sami can get an upper hand on Braun is a little too close. Like
bad.
It would have been fine to do it like they did, just put that match later in the card.
Sure.
But
ended with, obviously the big story was the finish. So
yeah, they set up a couple things. A chair got involved and Rhea was going to use it, and Dominic stopped her from using it because she can't win the title that way. And Rhea's like, yeah, but I'm fucking mad. I want to hit her with the chair.
Yeah, is Rhea stupid? Does she not realize how pro wrestling works? That's stupid. She's more mad. She wants her title back. Like the whole point of this is that Liv's is like an uncrowned champion. Like Rhea never lost her title.
She won the title. Okay, Rhea never lost it. But she's also mad at Liv for messing up her family. She had the Judgment Day and Liv took all that, so she's extra mad.
That's stupid. Rhea is
that's stupid. Wrestling.
And that's another
There's a lot of stupid we can talk about tonight of things that people got progressively mad about and cost them the match. Because that happened 3 different times. The first being here, where Liv then caught her with the Oblivion, but she kicked out, and then Dominic got on the other side of the ring and distracted the ref, allowing Liv to hit another Oblivion, but this time onto a chair.
Sick looking Oblivion
to
too.
I thought this was good. I know you hated it, Cody, but I thought this was really well done. I also liked the subtle turns that they did with the Judgment Day. And by subtle, I mean like they didn't jump in there and like punch somebody. It was all like mischievous turns.
Very sneaky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just also didn't love the production of the finish because like it was pretty obvious to me what Dominic was doing, but the commentators didn't pick up on it at all. Yet the camera was like clearly showing Dominic smiling at what he had just done. And the commentary didn't like start actually reacting to what happened until they started to make out. And they were like, what? Like he did that on purpose? Like, yeah, no shit.
I mean, Michael Cole did say like, hey, was this a ruse the whole time? I don't think the commentators shouldn't be as smart as we are. Because they are trying to prolong the story and tell it from a fake perspective. Like if the whole show was just Michael Cole being like, that's Bo Dallas, then we never get the big reveal.
No, but that's different. The complaint is
Uncle
more
Howdy
like
is Bo Dallas.
The cameraman shouldn't have. So I don't know who messed up, the commentary, the camera, or Dominic, but like all three of them were not like in sync with each other because Dominic shouldn't have sold the smiling face.
Silly nitpick.
I don't know. I didn't like anything from this from start to finish. This one of the worst matches of the year in my opinion.
Insane. An insane take. You didn't even like the ref cam? They got little cameras on their ear now.
Stupid.
Yeah, I appreciate that production bunch of different stuff, but ref cam is very gimmicky and very silly.
Yeah, I don't need to know what they see. I actually kind of don't give a shit what they see at all because I have a better view. The whole point is that the ref misses everything.
Right.
Why would
I thought they were going to use it during one of the ref distraction spots in the night to be like, look, this is why he didn't see it because
they did some other neat stuff with replays and stuff that I really liked later. So yeah, Liv and Dominic kiss and Rhea is big angry. And after the match, I think it's right after, maybe it's a match, maybe it's after Bron and Sami, but Damien storms in looking for Dominic and can't find him. And the Judgment Day all leave and he's mad at them and he like grabs Finn and he's really pissed at what's going on here. So they all leave to set up some stuff for later. And then we get Bron Breakker, as he's announced by the ring announcer. Bron Breakker against Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental title. This was, I think, appropriately quick.
Yeah. Well, so my only complaint about this match is that this should have just been Money in the Bank. Like, this worked perfectly, except for the fact that Bron already lost to Sami Zayn, and it just doesn't really make sense that, like...
I'm not sure why they dragged it out to this, honestly.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, he should have... This exact match should have just taken place at Money in the Bank, and it would have been much better.
But then Sami wouldn't have been on this card. And maybe
and also, maybe
Sami on the card.
You got to sell tickets to the Sami comedy show as a champion. No one's going to go see a loser.
My guess is like you don't want to beat him twice in a row. Like I assume Sami's not getting a rematch. I think he's going to pivot straight to the Usos stuff. Right. So maybe like you don't want to beat Sami twice in a row and you want him on the SummerSlam card because people like him.
Sure. Then why not do like, I don't know, Sami Zayn versus Ilya at Money in the Bank or something instead, you know? I just thought having Bron lose at Money in the Bank was a poor decision, but whatever.
It's in the past. Bron took out Ilya before this, so now he's got a program set there.
True.
So yeah, I don't know. I think that part of it was setting up for future stuff, but yeah, Bron basically rolled through Sami. There was a little bit of Sami, you know, some near falls, him getting the Blue Thunder Bomb. He got the kick in at one point, but it wasn't enough to do the job. Bron Breakker, new Intercontinental Champion.
A lot of title changing tonight.
This was a big reset show, it seems like.
I like it.
Yeah, we had 3 title changes in a row.
Yeah. It sounds like you guys didn't have any thoughts on this. This was just a fine match.
I mean, it was kind of a blink and you miss it kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't like the gear, but that's fine.
I really hate
you can all have a thing to be wrong tonight about
I think I know, I get it. I understand why it's there. I understand it's the homage to the family. I get all that shit. But like, I'm so glad they changed his music because he had that like 1984 rocking music for a minute and it sounded so shitty. He just seems too big and too tough to have silly bright colors. And I honestly don't think he should even wear a singlet. I think he should do trunks.
Nah, singlet's good.
It's more effective when he pulls the straps down.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everybody pulls straps down. Priest pulls straps down. Gable pulls straps down. This man don't need no straps.
It's like when Ash Ketchum turns his hat backwards. He's activated.
Everybody can't be Ash Ketchum in WWE.
It's a great sentence.
Damn, now I feel like JD Vance. Shut the hell up about Pikachu for a minute. We all saw that, right? That was like one of the craziest things this week. What a cool dad telling your kid to shut the hell up about Pikachu.
Bron Breakker is very cool. He's going to be a great Intercontinental champion. I liked the match. I thought it was perfect. The problems I had again were that it should have just happened a month earlier, and the shoulder spot just taking place immediately after the Rhea match. But other than that, they got the job done there. It was good.
Well, moving to the next match, the other mid-card title. No shoulder spots in this match. LA Knight challenging Logan Paul for the United States Championship. This started with Logan Paul coming to the ring and revealing that MGK is there with him. So there's that. And then LA Knight arrived in the Prime Mobile, the all-electric Hummer Prime. I need to figure out how much that costs because they did bring it up on commentary that it was like stupidly expensive.
Is LA Knight's gimmick just like drive sponsorship cars now?
I think so.
Didn't he win the Slim Jim car?
Yeah, the Slim Jim.
But he did destroy this. Or he didn't destroy it. He sent a pipe through the window, which is going to be like a $500 deductible. He broke it.
Eventually, it did not look
a Cybertruck.
as cool as...
He had to put some effort in.
Yeah, it doesn't just all fall apart.
I don't think it looked as cool as they were hoping it would.
Probably not. The electric Hummer ranges from $98,000 to $107,000. That's an expensive car.
That's too much for a car. It was a big car, but
according to Car and Driver, the Lowe's, the interior quality is uninspiring for a nearly six-figure price. Charging is slower than rivals. Disappointing braking performance.
Wow.
Looking at a picture of the interior of this thing.
Get a better car.
LA Knight also had a disappointing braking experience.
I don't know. If anything, that told me that this car is the interior of this car fucking sucks. You're spending $100,000 and it's got 2 screens. That's silly. It should have 1 big screen. Anyway, ugly piece of shit for that
this
much
match
money.
Was good.
I really liked that they started heavy with the brawl. They did this match took like 10 or 15 minutes to even get started because they just brawled around the ring.
Well, it was only 12-minute long match, so
yeah, 2 of it took place in the ring. It felt like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, you're saying? Oh, yeah, that's right. They did brawl outside the ring for a while before the bell actually rung.
Yeah, and then once they got in the ring and the action started, we got all the spots that you could possibly want from 2 guys who like jumping.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, Logan's.
I think the most standout being the springboard moonsault that Logan Paul did.
That was like
to the outside.
Incredible. Just like the suddenness of it.
Yeah, it was
like
real quick.
It's so fast. Like it was such a fluid motion. I was blown away by that. His
body moves faster than his brain, but it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. The top rope, basically brainbuster.
On SmackDown last night, LA Knight cut a promo against Logan Paul, and he said his head is so empty they're going to open a Spirit Halloween in there. And I thought that might have been one of the best fucking dunks I've ever heard.
Fuck yeah! Oh my god, that's amazing.
It was really, really good.
Yeah.
And then LA Knight did that thing where he jumps up onto the third rope, and I guess he was going for a superplex, but
that's what commentary said they thought it was.
I thought it was too, but it's like Logan didn't get all the way over, so it looked like a really weird like package brainbuster
Yeah, like he landed on his damn head.
Yeah, super dangerous. And then it's a Logan Paul match, so you had the interference by that Goof Jeff. Everyone knows Goof Jeff. He got involved, and then the other guy got involved, and LA Knight beat him up in the corner, and then MGK passed some brass knuckles to Logan Paul, who I guess because he didn't have the wind up, it wasn't very
As
effective.
Yeah.
And then I think he went for the buckshot lariat, and LA Knight dodged it, hit his finish, and we have a new champ. I think this was the right call. Logan Paul has... The fact that they started pointing it out, being like, he's been champion since November and he's only defended the belt twice, isn't the cool thing they think it is.
Also,
but he's also been like wildly problematic lately, and I think they just need to give him a timeout.
Yeah, in his hometown of Cleveland, people were chanting "fuck you, Logan Paul" and booing the shit out of him. I found this match very cathartic.
I thought it was wild that, like, I know nobody likes Logan Paul because he is an asshole. I still assumed that his hometown crowd would have been like, "That's our guy," and he even wore like the colors. I think he thought he was going to get cheered.
Oh yeah, yeah. I feel like he tends to feel bullet a lot of things, but yeah, I think that the past couple days of Logan Paul news was maybe a step too far for general audience, perhaps. And the events of the PLE tonight was just so great. I'm so glad they took that thing off of him. Oh my god.
I really like all of the decisions they made tonight. Just it felt like things that we have seen coming for a while have finally started to happen. Just
and
all at the same time.
I feel like LA Knight is also a good fit for the US Championship.
Yeah.
I feel like that's going to be a good solid program.
Well, even commentary started this off being like, this is must win for him. Like, he's so cooked if he doesn't win this title. Cody seems sad.
Yeah, I don't like LA Knight. But
he's good though.
I agree. It probably was the right time to take the title off of Paul. I think, yeah, he'd probably keep him off. I don't see where he fits in on TV until like probably Royal Rumble.
Yeah, you get him back on the Rumble, get a Mania program.
Set up a Mania program, yeah, exactly. Which can be the world title when he wins the Royal Rumble.
I don't know about that one. I would love to see Gunther just chop him to bits, though. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Cool. I need CM Punk versus Logan Paul at some point.
Boy, that will be
sounds
good.
Dreadful. Yeah, I don't want to
What?
see that at all.
Assuming it's the same CM Punk we saw tonight, I don't think that would be good.
That sounds so annoying. Oh my god, the promos. That sounds so.
The promos are going to be incredible.
Ew.
No,
you guys are crazy.
I don't think that'll be good at all.
That sounds real cringe. I don't think.
Well, I don't think that'll be good at all. Is what I said about Nia Jax and Bayley.
We were wrong.
We were very wrong.
I was a little bored with it at the first. I want to say half, but like they started off pretty slow. It was your standard like Nia Jax beating up a smaller person match, but once it picked up, it really picked up, and it really kind of all started when Nia went for I think it was a suplex that Bayley turned into a guillotine, which the commentary was like, "Yo, that's how she beat her 10 years ago in NXT."
Oh, cool.
And I'm like, that's a great spot to call out. And then Bayley kicked out of the Annihilator,
which
has anyone ever done in the corner?
Has anyone ever kicked out of that?
I don't think so. Not since it's become her finishing move.
Right.
Then there was a spot where they got to the outside of the ring and Bayley did a suicide dive, only to be caught on Nia's shoulders, which seemed like had the possibility of just completely going wrong in every possible way. But
they recovered nicely and hit.
No, Nia caught her perfect and then hit her with the big drop.
Dude, that Samoan drop looked stiff as hell. That looked crazy the way Bayley took that.
Yeah, it's because everything Nia does look stiff as hell.
No, that's true.
They did
because she's reckless.
They did another spot where Nia was going to do the Annihilator, but Bayley got up and got her in the powerbomb position, very similar to the finish to the Queen of the Ring with Lyra Valkyria taking the thing that broke her in half, essentially. Except in this instance, Bayley pulled her away from the turnbuckle, walked several steps into the ring, and powerbombed Nia Jax, and it was really impressive.
I was losing my when she started walking away from the ropes, I was losing my fucking mind.
This,
she's strong.
Legitimately blew me away. Like if Bianca Belair had done this, I would have been like, yeah, that's Bianca. Like, I still would have thought it was cool and impressive, but
they're all strong.
I never thought Bayley could. Yeah,
Bayley does not look conventionally strong, but I clearly she can do the lift. She can do the lift and the walk.
I've seen a lot of people saying that they should replace every instance of Hogan power slamming Andre with this clip.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Still a problematic person. Well, they're involved. They're not being slammed because Andre got slammed. I don't think Andre, I don't know. Would Andre the Giant have been problematic if he was still around today? Probably.
That's not to think about it.
I mean, he'd be like 20 feet tall too. He couldn't stop
growing. That's how gigantism works.
Yeah. That's exactly how it works, folks. And I'll tell you about shoulders too. His shoulders could have, if they pop out. Yeah, so this was good. Then Tiffany Stratton came running out with her briefcase, only to get rocked by Bayley pretty quick, but it was enough to give Nia the upper hand, who then powerbombed Bayley twice and then did several annihilators to win the title. And then she celebrated with Tiffany, and everyone said, was this just a trick? She wasn't actually going to cash in at all? And I think that was the answer, because on SmackDown, Nia gifted her a new briefcase.
Oh yeah, the Barbie briefcase.
So now does Tiffany eventually cash in on Nia Jax?
Probably.
I think that would be a cool moment.
I don't know. Has there ever been a time in wrestling where like two women are paired up with each other and one of them turns on the other at some point? Has that ever happened?
Definitely not.
Certainly not recently, or like anytime ever.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what'll happen at some point.
I just think it's this era, like, it's insane that I've seen multiple Nia Jax matches that I have thoroughly enjoyed.
Yeah,
like,
no,
I think she's secretly better than she gets credit for.
She's doing really good work lately.
She's been on the run of her career since she got rehired. I don't know if she just is motivated, in better shape. I don't know what it is, but
I feel like she's been more charismatic too. Like her promos have been better. Just like her mannerisms toward the camera. Like she does like little stuff that cracks me up occasionally. Like she's just been a lot more entertaining and better at wrestling too.
But her music's worse. Her music fucking stinks. That's a common thing with most people on the roster. During the pre-show, they did this whole like 5-minute video package about how WWE theme songs are so good, and you can identify all these people from their great theme song. None of them were current theme songs. They were all like every iconic song you've ever heard. And I'm like, how rich to put this 5-minute video on when you have people coming out to like whatever noise that they all have.
Yeah. But also that you have to hear what their name is first before the noise happens.
Yeah.
I was spoilers for later on in the show, but I was genuinely surprised when Roman Reigns came out with new music and it didn't start with "Acknowledge me."
Oh, well, there's time to add it. SmackDown's a couple days away, but before we get to all that, let's take a quick little break to get some ads in here. People love the ads. We got to drop some ads here. When we come back, we will talk about CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre, Damien Priest against Gunther, and the long-awaited dream match of Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa.
Do you want more from Fatal 4? Well, you should join our Patreon for only $3 a month and get ad-free episodes and full access to our Discord. You can talk the latest movies and games and sports with one of my favorite ever online communities. Also get exclusive access to pilot episodes for future Fatal 4 podcasts. And not only all of that, but you get the peace of mind of knowing that you are supporting independent wrestling media. So what are you waiting for? Head to patreon.com/Fatal4Pod. That's Fatal FOUR Pod.
And we are back. Time to talk about the final 3 matches of this year's SummerSlam card. The first one being what I felt like should have been the main event. Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk with Seth freaking Rollins as a special guest referee.
I think if you didn't have Roman coming back, it would have been the main event.
Yeah. I mean, I guess so. But I also would have flipped this and the world title match, personally. But
I don't know. I guess I don't mind the world titles going on closer to the end of the show. And I think this had the crowd so hot that like it took a minute for Priest and Gunther to get them back. Which,
true.
Considering how they booked Solo and Cody, I don't know if you wanted a match that saps all the energy out of the crowd right before that. Because that match sure fucking did. But anyway, that's later.
Yeah. Drew McIntyre, CM Punk. I thought this match was perfection from all angles, from production, storytelling, wrestling, everything. I enjoyed Seth Rollins' get up with the striped ensemble that he wore to the ring.
I was really hoping that he would pull at those pants and they would break away and it'd reveal booty shorts. I was really hoping that. My wife was also sitting next to me hoping for that. But unfortunately, it didn't happen. Still look great.
I think that would have been a little too on the nose with
would have been great.
The Shawn Michaels
glitter pants were enough.
Yeah. But yeah, Punk in his Bret Hart attire. This match paid homage obviously to Undertaker, Bret Hart from SummerSlam, pretty much recreating the spot with Rollins taking the chair out of Drew McIntyre's hands, going to swing it and almost hitting Punk. I thought that was a nice nod.
Like poetry because it rhymes.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought Punk looked fantastic here. I thought he was in phenomenal shape. I thought he looked great. He didn't mess anything up. He didn't appear to get hurt. He was maybe a little winded at times, but like
I was very anxious during his entrance, being like, he might stub his toe and be out for another 8 months. Like
it's a long walk to the ring.
The anxiety, like when people felt that, like when Bryan Danielson wrestles and he does like seizures and stuff, which worked the first time. That's how I feel about CM Punk. I feel like he's so brittle that the moment he steps into the ring is a possibility that he just like collapses into a pile of bones, which is a bummer because I really like him. I need people to understand I like CM Punk a lot, and I thought he also looked in tremendous shape here. I think a lot of people are like he's really gassed. I don't think that's necessarily the case. I think they're purposely working a match at this pace,
right?
Because it was so heavy on the storytelling and not a ton on the wrestling aspect of it. Because it was a very slow brawl. I love that they didn't fucking lock up at the beginning. They just went straight to hockey punches, which was great. And then they established the bracelet. Drew McIntyre pulls the bracelet out from his trunks, and CM Punk is now possessed. The bracelet is his urn, and he is the Undertaker. And anytime the bracelet is not on his wrist, someone else is in control, and he cannot contain himself. And that's how this match fell apart at this point. Was Drew had the bracelet on, Punk got him in the vice at one point, realized that Drew was wearing the bracelet, and stopped doing the move to win the match so he could get his bracelet back. And then he ended up losing it, and then Seth put it on to keep it safe. And then this pissed off Punk.
I thought this was great.
I thought this was
very. I think it's very. It's different. It's unique. It's good symbolism. It's just, you know, it's like what Punk said in his promo on Raw a couple weeks ago. Like it's a $1.50 bracelet, but it's the meaning behind it. Like,
Sure.
you know, Drew took everything.
Drew took everything from bracelet, Punk. Dude. They give them out at Taylor Swift concerts all the time.
Drew took everything from Punk. Like, this was his motivation for the match, to come back, to beat Drew McIntyre, to get his life back. Like, this is cinema. The cinema that everyone talks about.
This was literally like, you're like, this is the Infinity Gauntlet being passed around to the Avengers to get him to Tony Stark.
Yes,
this is not what's happening. This was bracelet and urn. Like,
no, I loved it. I thought Rollins putting it on to, you know, being a good referee, just doesn't want anyone. It's a tripping hazard in the ring. You know, whenever there's inanimate objects in the middle of the ring, refs throw them out all the time. Exploded. So he picked up the bracelet.
He
and
would
just
be mad at his family.
Put it on, and that triggered Punk, and it set him off, and he went after Rollins, and that cost him the match. And I thought that was great because obviously it sets up now Seth Rollins and Punk. Drew McIntyre wins the match, which I felt like he had to.
Especially because he's losing the next one.
Yeah. I don't know. I loved everything about this. I thought absolutely 5 stars, perfect professional wrestling. It had everything you could want. It had cool moves, good drama, a very hot crowd, storytelling, progression of stories.
The pop for Punk getting his hands on the bracelet was insane to me.
Like, exactly. So that proves that worked. It wasn't just silly.
I know it worked, but it's still silly. And I thought it was silly when you brought it up in the promo 2 weeks ago too. Like, it's a silly thing to be like, that's my bracelet. It has my doggy name on it and my wifey name on it. And I want my bracelet. Like, that's really fucking dumb.
How would you feel if I walked around with a bracelet that said Stephanie and Parker on it?
Fine. Go make yourself a friendship bracelet.
I'm making one. I'm doing it. I'm making one. I'll post pics in Discord.
It's not like you took my Bond watch or something. You got a little bead bracelet. They sell beads everywhere. I can go make my own bead bracelets.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna wear one everywhere I go. Okay,
thanks. Get one with my name on it too, just for fun. People like to wear a lot of bracelets now. I don't know. I liked it. Look, like I said, I liked this. But I can't get over the silliness of the bracelet being this all powerful string of beads. But it did end up with Drew McIntyre did keep it. So we'll continue the story, which is good because it'll be nice to not have Seth Rollins in the ring at the next one. I don't think he added a ton here until the bracelet stuff came into play. And I thought he was quite distracting, especially when they were like brawling outside the ring. He just like danced around and got people to sing and not pay attention, which did not help.
I don't know. I liked his addition. I liked what he did. I thought the start of the match was very, very good where, you know, like you said, they went into immediate brawling and it went into the corner and Punk was hammering away. Rollins counted to 5, took Punk off, and, you know, Punk was pissed. And then the role got quickly reversed and Drew McIntyre, and he also counted to 5, like pulled McIntyre off. Like, I don't know. I thought it was a very good dynamic. And I actually think that Rollins added to the match here.
I liked how he took the go to sleep though. He just fucking crumbled, which was really nice.
He took one of the best ones even 10 years ago when he took it. Rollins is very good at selling.
I feel like a lot of times people take the go to sleep and like their body like flies backward, but in reality, like you would just collapse in theory. And I thought he did it. I thought that was really nice. I'm looking forward to the next one, especially now that CM Punk is like loosened up a little bit. I assume we're getting a cage or a cell at Bad Blood. I wonder if I can't imagine they do this at the Germany show, but you would probably want him on the card, right? Maybe.
Maybe.
I guess we'll find out. I don't know what you do. Maybe a tag? Who would tag though? Ricky Starks, that little boy.
Sting.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so there was that. And then I think the match that delivered in every way we possibly wanted it to. Damien Priest against Gunther. With Gunther coming to the ring with already like a red chest from his previous encounter with Finn Balor. But the optics, they ripped each other, or like Gunther's chest got ripped open real quick when they started exchanging chops, and he just had like a bloody chest dripping the whole match, and it was so fucking cool. You couldn't ask for a better visual, and
absolutely
that carried, like, you'd think it was just like scab up and it would, stop bleeding at a certain point. It didn't. This guy just
kept going the whole time.
Little river of blood running down his titty the whole night.
He kept like smearing it places. He got it in his hair.
Yeah, it's badass. These guys beat the fuck out of each other though.
These guys wrestled. Like this was like wrestling match of the night.
I didn't like this.
What? Why not?
Yeah.
Are you in a bad mood today? Like, did somebody upset you? Did someone take your bracelet?
I don't know. It was
a genuinely pretty good show all around, and you're like, I hated it. It was so bad.
I just look. A lot of the wrestling was good. Like LA Knight and Logan Paul was good. Nia Jax and Bayley was good. I loved Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. Bron Breakker and Sami was good for what it was. Like, but I just think it started off so horrible with the women's world title match.
But that's wrong too.
There was a lot of repetitiveness and some of the booking, and a lot of things were overbooked. And
I think it is fair to complain about the repetitiveness, especially because we do that with every AEW show, that it would be silly for us not to point out here that everybody shoulder ate the turnbuckle. Most matches had some shenanigans in them.
Yes, exactly.
There's enough stuff here to be like, come on, guys. But they also did a fuck ton of stuff on this show where it's like, this was the big show of everyone's getting new belts. We're getting new champions. Things are pivoting pretty quickly. So I think you had to do stuff like that.
It's just too much for me. I don't know. Gunther and Damien, they went out there, they beat each other up. It was cool, but not my favorite style of wrestling where it's just chops after chops after chops after chops. Like, at least Damien Priest brought a little, different element with some of his kicks and things like that. Yeah, like that was cool. That they did some cool stuff, but I think mostly I'm just very soured on the finish. I absolutely hated it. I thought it made everybody look worse. I think
I don't.
Finn Balor comes out and he's out there at ringside. Gunther chops him away or whatever, makes Finn Balor look like a bitch. And then Damien Priest takes advantage, which makes Gunther look bad. He basically gets a visual victory over Gunther, except for the fact that
he's the world champion. He should. They've established that Gunther's beatable.
Yeah.
He lost the Intercontinental title.
And then Finn Balor, who just got his ass kicked by Gunther, now all of a sudden decides to help him win by putting his foot on the
I don't
rope.
remember Gunther and Finn ever coming to blows in this match.
They did. Gunther, I think Balor got on the apron and Gunther chopped him down or something, or threw him to the ground.
Yeah, and Damien
they got
the save.
I must have blinked for that. Whatever.
And then
that's not what he was here for. But it also establishes that Gunther didn't know why he was there.
Sure, but I don't know. I think it makes everyone look stupid. The fact that Gunther had to roll into position.
That part
Damien
I did
Priest
kind of sour me on it a little bit. Like the technical aspect of Damien having to roll Gunther into the spot.
Right. And then not, hooking the far leg, but rather the near one. And I don't know, it just looked bad. And then the match should have ended immediately, but it went on for another minute or two, and Finn Balor just standing there and Damien Priest watching the video board
that
as
was
if
funny.
he's
that was amazing.
Referee checking the replay.
No, that was tremendous. The fact that he saw the replay and realized that Finn had saved Gunther there, though I don't know if it was necessary because Gunther could have just put his leg up there anyway.
Right. Yeah, but the ref also didn't do anything.
Well, why would he? The ref's not going to change something after a replay. That's not how they should function. I thought that was really cool because they never, ever use the big boards. The fact that we watch these shows and like on NXT, they're doing a thing where Ren Sinclair is blackmailing the Mafia, or not the Mafia, the Wrestling Boys, Regal's kid, to join their group because she watched them perform a Mafia style hit. So did we. Everybody saw it on TV. And they're pretending like no one's seen that shit. Like the fact that Damien Priest looked up at the screen and was like, "You motherfucker." That's really cool.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's true, but like I don't know. It was just like too much like happened after it. It should have been a more instant, like sudden finish. And I just felt like it dragged on, and then
I like
Priest loses
because Priest then got out of the choke. And then
he should have just lost.
Well, he got out of the first choke, and then instead of going after Gunther, he went right after Finn, which, like his bracelet, like this is a quality control thing. So many people were too angry to win matches in this show, which I think makes sense because at least with the Judgment Day stuff, they're a family, they're brothers, and all that shit. So it makes sense for that to happen, but I can see like it being a problem when it happens 3 times in this show.
Mm-hmm.
But then he ate a powerbomb and then got choked out.
I was just exhausted by the shenanigans at this point, I think. And I don't know. It also like taints Gunther's win to me.
I don't think so.
Because now it's like
he still beat his ass after. It's not like Finn got in there and softened up Priest or anything.
Yeah, but he was out. He was out cold and would have been pinned if it wasn't for Finn Balor.
I don't think so. His foot was under the ropes. All he had to do was pick it up. He could have done that, but Finn beat it to him, or beat him to it.
I don't know. Wasn't a fan of this.
Whatever. I bet you loved this last match.
Absolutely not.
Boy, it was Bloodline Rules, and it was also Bloodline Agent who books the same Bloodline match you've seen.
This was literally just the WrestleMania match, but worse.
Yeah, with less talented people in it.
How do they keep getting away with the pacing of these Bloodline matches? It drags the whole show down. Just all the momentum they build from each of the previous matches just comes to a grinding halt every time.
These Temu Bloodline guys, they ain't it. Like, they suck.
They're not good. Bloodline sign that's been there for the last 2 nights is perfect.
Yeah. Like, Solo does not have it. He has negative aura. He cannot like control a main event style match. He's boring, and
I think he's very fine as a performer.
Eye patch
like,
Camacho is not god awful. Like, how do you mess up a spear into the corner?
That was so funny.
It was very funny.
The other one,
sometimes things just need to be funny. And maybe that's okay.
The other one is boring as all hell. I don't like Jacob Fatu. I don't see it with him. Like, he can jump high. Like, cool.
Yeah, he jumps high. He does a good flip. He has good energy. The others, like,
good
they're
energy.
fine.
He's bringing good vibes.
I don't like his energy. Like, he's just too over the top and cartoonish.
I think he's like got kind of like a Bron Breakker adjacent level of like aggression to him, and that's what I appreciate about Jacob Fatu.
But it's like, it's more of like he watches Bron Breakker and go, I'm gonna do that but more, and it's like, no, that's not good. That's too much.
Well,
I don't know. I don't enjoy any of this current Bloodline stuff. I didn't like this match at all. Went on way too long. Nothing interesting happened until Kevin Owens came out. And then even then it was just the same shit from WrestleMania. It's just one person comes out, gets the upper hand, but then gets beat up. Then another person comes out, then they brawl conveniently into the crowd, so now they're a non-factor. Like,
I think,
who cares?
I think what bugged me the most about it was that the last time Solo and Cody got in the ring together, Cody rolled through his ass in 3 minutes, and that was 3 weeks ago. So like the fact that they had a slow, methodical back and forth, kicking out of the crossroads, kicking out of Spike, like kicking out of all this bullshit, only to finally get the Guerrillas of Destiny to interfere and do like nothing, and then Kevin Owens and Orton returning to save Cody and run them off, and then Jacob Fatu getting in there and seemingly destroying his own leg by putting Cody through the announce table. Allegedly, he's fine, according to what people are saying on Twitter, though he was carried out of the building.
That was just selling because,
but he wouldn't sell. Why would he sell? He did the move. He wouldn't sell. He hasn't sold anything this whole time. He's a monster. He would get back up. He was selling his
then
shit.
How does he become a non-factor in the finish?
Roman Reigns literally showed up 30 seconds later. Like, he just didn't attack. He was going to probably beat up both guys. Instead, he beat up one guy.
I don't think so. I think that was part of the plan, and he's just a bad actor.
No, I thought he was.
I was pretty convinced.
I'm very convinced. I think he's a very good actor if that was all fake. I just don't think it was fake. I think he genuinely hurt his fucking leg. And that's fine. I mean, I feel bad for him if that's true, because he's in a pretty prime spot for a guy who just walked in there.
Big old shin bruise.
I think also, Paul, yes, you make an excellent point about like Cody should have just steamed through him because he just did. The only way that
we should have got to the shenanigans like 3 minutes into this match.
Yes, either that or like if they wanted to have this long drawn out thing, then Solo should have immediately started like beating him with weapons or something, because it's Bloodline rules, like anything goes. So like, you know, the first time they wrestled, it wasn't that, so that's why Solo got his ass kicked. But like now you can use weapons, so you know, like do something different. But yeah, to just have a even Stevens match for 20 minutes, come on, like so bad. And then yeah, Roman came out with new shitty music, and the crowd went nuts.
Oh, this is way better than his old music.
No,
it sounds like the Avengers. Like he's a hero now. It's great. It's a much better theme song. It makes him walk a little faster.
that is true. That part of it is good. He's the OTC now, says his t-shirt.
That's right. Not to be confused with the MFT.
What does that mean?
I don't know. They haven't really explained that.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
That's one of the
Tongan. I don't know. He wears a t-shirt that is like the same font as MJF.
Oh yeah, right.
One of them has he's the MFT, and they keep saying that's the MFT of the Bloodline, but they've never said what that means. I don't know what that means at all. I'm never gonna find out because they're never gonna tell me.
We all love acronyms.
But yeah, Roman returned. Crowd went apeshit for it. At this point, I was just mad that like Cody was selling any of this shit. And there wasn't much of a tease of like who is Roman here for, because
I thought that was
Corey
weird.
Graves was like, he's here for Cody Rhodes. And like, why would you say that? Like, you could have at least pretended that he was out here to stop Cody from winning. And they didn't even do that. He just came out, hit a Superman punch, and left.
Yeah. I thought that was very weird. Like, why not tease?
Why not hang around?
Something. Yeah. I don't know. It was very rushed and weird. Like, you're going to rush things now? Like, we've already just sat through 27 minutes of this crap. And
you know what I also didn't like? Is the implication that this was Arn Anderson's doing.
Yeah, because of when Cody was going out to the entrance and he ran into Arn Anderson, and Arn Anderson said that he used his influence to see if some new friends could show up.
Yeah, that was weird. I thought we were getting like random appearances by people.
I thought we were getting like a gun.
Yeah.
He's gonna give him the Glock.
My friend
to promote that new Call of Duty DLC.
Oh, that's right.
He gives Cody an American flag AR. I thought the dog walk in the back was nice, considering that Pharaoh's old and dying. That was kind of nice for people. And seeing Arn Anderson was cool.
Yeah, seen him in WWE. Am I crazy feeling excited about babyface Roman?
Yeah, I think
I'm kind of excited.
Cool. I'm more intrigued to see what they do now because of the how do we get the Usos and Sami back in the Roman side, and how long does that last? Is it I'll help you this one time, but I still kind of hate you? Or is it now we have two bloodlines?
Yeah, like do we skip to like, hey, Usos, we're the real bloodline. We gotta kill the fake bloodline. Like, do we just go straight to that, or I assume Jay's too over to reform at this point.
I don't know.
I mean, I think the
he
way
might
you
be
do
over,
it
but
is,
he's not that good. Like, I put them back together pretty quick.
So I think part of the problem with booking this is the Kevin Owens and Randy Orton involvement, because what do you do with them, right? Because they're also very clearly motivated to take out the new bloodline. So like they need to quickly pivot to, like, Orton needs to turn heel on all of them. And we need to do, Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. So that way those folks are distracted by that. And then I think the way that you get the bloodline civil war going is that Roman Reigns just gets beat up by this Temu bloodline and he's outnumbered, and Sami Zayn needs to be the one that like steps up and saves Roman, because he's such a good guy that
I don't think there should be a step up. I think there needs to be a period of time where Roman has to convince them, like, I fucked up and I'm sorry. Like, that has to take place.
I think it needs. I think it'll be Sami Zayn saving Roman, and then the two of them have to convince the Usos. Because I think Sami is just such a good-hearted like character that he's always going to do what's right, and what's right is to help Roman Reigns, who's outnumbered and being beaten up. And then, it's going to be the Usos who are like, I don't know, like, remember all the stuff he did? And then like Sami's going to be kind of the bridge that brings them back together.
I think there definitely should be some reluctance, and there should be a can they coexist element going into
we
war
love
games,
those, don't we, in wrestling?
I mean, it should exist given the history of this stable. It's the one time I think it's actually necessary. Maybe I'm crazy, but I think it's needed.
Definitely.
I personally enjoyed the SummerSlam quite a bit. It sounds like Noah thought it was okay.
Yeah, no, I liked it a lot. I was very I'm pretty much top to bottom. I liked pretty much every single one of these matches, except the last one was the usual bloodline pacing. But I had things to enjoy about this whole thing, top to bottom.
They gave us several show intros.
Yeah.
So you can't. Too. That's a bonus. That's a star on top of whatever we were going to give it.
Okay, so 2 stars.
I was going to give it like 3.5, but now I have to give it 4.5.
Yeah, I'm at least 4.
I thought this was a very good show. I like when it's all said and done, they did a bunch of stuff. They moved storylines along. We are going to get a very different week of wrestling than we've gotten in the last month.
Yeah.
Starting on Monday. So
I'm looking forward to both Raw and SmackDown. I'm looking forward to stuff happening with the Judgment Day on Monday, and then on SmackDown maybe seeing what's happening with Roman. Perhaps, maybe
he's gotta be on that show, right?
I really hope so.
Or at least Heyman. Heyman has to be back.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we didn't get Heyman tonight, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised too. Anyway, so yeah, a polarizing SummerSlam, oddly enough. But yeah, so that's it. That's it for our SummerSlam talk. Exciting week of wrestling is ahead, it looks like. And yeah, if you enjoyed it and get all of it, subscribe wherever you get your podcast. You know that thing you're listening on right now? If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the follow button. Do whatever you do when you find a podcast you like. You go do that right now. And if you're really enjoying it, go leave us a review. That really helps gas up the algorithms. So go leave a review wherever you get your pods that accepts reviews. I think it's only Apple, though. I don't know if you can review podcasts on Spotify. Sign up for the Patreon, patreon.com/fatal4pod, and come listen to us on Fridays every week in your podcast feed. For myself and Cody and Noah, we'll see you later this week.